These are what I call 5 practical laws to wealth creation, which will help you. And God blessed them, and God said unto them what?
Be fruitful.
Be fruitful. This is the first practical law of money and of wealth creation. This is what we call the art of production. Any individual that does not have a product does not deserve to be rich, because God blesses the work of man's hands. The Bible says in the book of Chronicles that I will reward the work of your hands. If there is nothing in your hands, there is nothing for the Lord to reward. So the first thing is, as a Christian, you must have a product, a business, an avenue in which God can bless you through. Imagine someone wants to send you $1 million US and you don't have a bank account. You will cry. And also the Bible says, be fruitful and what?
Multiply.
And multiply. This is the art of multiplying what you have produced. A language in business which is called franchising. Prophet Angel was the product. Uebert Angel Jr. is the franchise. So even in the locations he's not, I am in the locations.
And replenish the earth.
Stock up on what you have multiplied through production. Never be without less. Always be in a position of having more than enough. Whatever business it is, product it is, your service may be based upon information. Make sure you have stocked up on information. If I have told you earthly things and you believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things? The Bible is talking about a degree of intelligence. That your lack of finances is due to lack of intelligence. And if the Lord cannot trust you with these earthly things, this earthly knowledge, vessels of earthly knowledge, how will He trust you with greater? The Bible says, study to show thyself approved. If you are in any business circle, you are in any expertise, any sphere of life, study the entirety of it. I remember the first time when my father took me to meet the president of the Republic of Zimbabwe. Now, it was not the first time that he made me meet a president, but this specific encounter, I was shocked at what I saw. I remember getting with the president and I introduced myself, etc. And I remember before I had entered, the man of God had told me, my father had told me that when you get in there, he's going to ask you, what do you do? I said, how do you know? He says, he's going to ask you, what do you do? Then my father asked me, what do you do? I told my father, what do I do? You're the one that knows this man. Tell me the secrets. What do I do? I don't know. Just know, what do you do? Tell me something. I'm like, I'm a man of God. He's like, no. What do you do with your hands? I began to talk about property. He's like, okay, how many properties? I told him this. I said, I have my own properties. Then there's a portfolio of properties. I manage over 300 properties. All of this. He said, yes, you're going to tell the president that. All right? Notice this. I've gone into the room. I introduced myself. When I've gone to shake his hand, what do you do? Exactly as he said it, I began to explain to him, what do I do? Now understand this. When I was in the room with a group of people, the man of God says to other people, go get this. Then the man of God says, I'm coming back. I'm now going to leave. He says, no, you stay. Ha! You know, I'm not a person that says, oh, we're going to meet the president. Wow. Not that it's not a privilege, but I'm not a person that's seeking for those things. Many cases I've rejected it on many occasions. And my father is also the same to a degree as well. Just like with the inauguration of the president of Ghana, President Mahama. Early mornings, 6 a.m., 5 a.m., they were calling the prophet's phone. So which time are you arriving at the venue? He was in Zimbabwe. And they are waiting for him in Ghana. And I'm with him. I'm like, why didn't you just go? Same thing with the inauguration of President Trump. They were looking for him and he just didn't go. So I don't know. Maybe it's DNA. He leaves me in the room. I'm thinking, why would this man leave me in the room? I don't even know. I don't even think this man likes me. He just said, what do you do? And I'm there and he's asking me certain questions. I'm like, yes, sir, yes, sir. And as we're there, imagine he turns on the TV. The TV is playing. I was shocked to see what he was watching. Seems as if people like gossip in this church. I don't even know if some of you can guess what he was watching. You can guess. What? He was watching me. That's how I know you can't see anything. Not even a fly if it had a toothache. Someone saying Netflix. Kai. Can I tell you what he was watching? The news. Because he's a president. What do you expect him to watch? It's only you who has a career in law and you're watching Love Island every day. It is only you who has a career in soccer, in football, and you are watching basketball from morning to evening. He's a president. Of course he's watching the news. Yes, I was shocked because it was a reminder in my mind. He's focused. That is exactly what he was watching. He's focused on what he's doing. Focused on where he's going. On the affairs of different nations and different countries. Because that is his field of expertise. Guess what? He's studying to show himself approved. Knowing what's going on in nations, in countries, different affairs, different marketplaces. You want to be rich, you must understand things of this world in your field. Yes, continue. What does the Bible say?
And subdue it.
Subdue it. That is where you continue to repeat the process over and over again. This is where you now become a master of the process. A master of what you have learned. A master of the strategies you have gained. Let me tell you something. I've missed prophecy a lot of times. You say your name is John. They say Jennifer. But I'm saying John. And many times it takes place because sometimes the mistake that you can make is that the Lord reveals a letter, but your flesh continues it. So you have definitely seen the letter J. And instead of waiting for God to finish it or just going through with that, you finish it yourself. However, at the point in which I'm at now, I've done it so many times that missing is a very difficult feat. It's not exactly the easiest thing to do, to miss in prophecy. Same with healing, because I've watched my father do it, and I've learned, not only just watching, but I've learned. So guess what I've done? I've mastered the process. So these are laws to everything.
And have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
You have dominated the market if you have done all of this. It doesn't matter what business you are in, what career path you are taking, whether it's in the political field, whether the educational, whether business, finance, fashion, doesn't matter. All of these strategies will make you a kingdom financer.